Okay, so what we're going to start with is I've taken two cards here. I'm just going to use them as to test. But we're going to start with putting the card slots on this section here, and we just have to line this up properly. So the best is to start with the bottom part because it needs to go at the bottom in the corner, and it needs to line up. As you can see, the engraving line needs to line up with the second card slots as well. So we just have to make sure everything is aligned there. And then you're going to take your awl just to mark where this middle one needs to start, as well as on this side. So you need to mark it here and here, just there a little bit in the corner, because that's where we're going to start with the glue, and we have to scratch that part of the leather underneath to glue it there. And this is also important because where this is going to be put on here, we're going to stitch it there. So we need to mark it there where we're going to stitch it with the card inside. So it needs to line up with that where the card goes in. Now you will see when we start assembling is that's quite important because we want the cards not to go in too deep. We want it to line up nicely. Right, so here we have it. So I'm just going to mark it here. So there you can see the little marks that I've made with the awl. So important is that for this specific part, we need to smooth this edge before we start assembling, as well as this edge here, because we won't be able to do that after it has been stitched and glued. So we have to smooth that. This part we can do later once we've put everything together. But for this side and this, we need to do the edges. So I'm just going to take this and just smooth it a bit. Just sanding it a bit. Okay, and we're going to use the burnishing gum. I'm just taking a little bit with my finger and just putting it on. And you can also put a little bit on the top part of it where the card go in. Okay, you're going to take this one and just smooth it over. Okay, so there you can see it's nice and smooth. And just add a little bit at the back. You will see that the color, it will change as it dries. Right, so this is done. So now we're going to glue it on this section here. And we're also going to glue it here at the bottom a little bit. So I'm just going to mark it here as well. You can see it's on the line here, so it doesn't have to, I don't have to draw a line there, but I'm just going to draw it here just to make sure that I've covered it perfectly. So now I'm going to take this knife and I'm just going to scratch the leather there where I've drawn the lines. Okay, so now we're going to glue here, here, and at the bottom, which will be in line with there. Right? So with contact adhesive, you apply it on both sides. You leave it a little bit until it's sort of touch dry, and then you put it on. So we're just going to put it on both sides. Okay, so while we wait for that one to dry, I'm going to move on to the other side as well. So I'm going to mark it there. So the same thing, just going to smooth it. Okay, and we can glue this side as well. First scratch. So we leave that one for a little bit. Now we can glue this side because it had a few minutes to dry. So I'm going to stick it over there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a line there where we need to stitch. And we're going to take the diamond stitching prong and we're going to punch the holes through there with the hammer, and I'm going to do it on that line. So just put it there and check that it's gone through. Then you take it and you put it over the last hole and you line up the next one. Okay, so the side is ready to glue. Okay, so here we're going to do the same. You can line it up with that line as well to get the line. Okay, so for the stitching here, I don't use two needles because I don't worry if it's not straight or exactly straight. I just use one lead needle. So I put the needle, see, I put it through, and then I switch it around and I stick it through halfway through, and that is to make a bit of a knot there. Right, so to measure the length, I don't need a lot, and since I'm going to do both sides, I'll measure enough for both sides. Just cut it here. So now I'm going to start somewhere in the middle and just stick it through, because I want the thread to be at the bottom. That's where I'm going to burn it, not in front. So yeah, I'm just going to stick it up to there, and I'm going to start on the one side and stick it through and just go like a backward, forward. As you can see, this part I'm not even doing with the stitching pony, I'm just doing it like this. And then I go back. So I go up to where I started with the thread, as you can see there, and I'll just go over the last one again. So I do a double there, pull it nicely just to make sure it's in place, and here I'm going to cut off the ends, and I'm using my thread burner. In your case, you can just use the, if you don't have it, you can just use your lighter. And I just push it down just to make sure it's in place. So there we already have one side done, and I'm just checking if the card, everything fits in well. And yes, I'm happy with the way it fits. So now I'm doing this side using the same thread I cut earlier. Start at the back. Okay, so now we're going to put this over in line with that. So we have to glue this section there. And we're going to scratch the leather there, that section, and we're going to smooth this. Okay, so now we're going to punch it there and there. This we're not going to punch as yet. We're going to do it when we attach the whole thing. So I put the thread through there and also put it through half of the thread. As you can see, there's two parts now. I'm going to start at the top and you put it through there. Just make sure they are both aligned. You put it through to the other side, and then this side you put through that hole, back through the hole. But on the inside, pull the thread, make sure it's not stuck, and then you pull it through on both sides. Okay, now you do it again. Okay, so the next part is we're going to attach this to the back. So important to note here is that you will see when you put it, it's not 100% the same size, but there's a reason for it. Is you're basically going to start gluing it from this side to that side, but in that motion, so that it automatically folds inward. So for this, we're just going to mark where we need to glue. So I'm just going to put it in the middle and take my awl and just mark it so we can see where the glue needs to go. Okay, it's not showing that well. Make it a bit. It's better. Okay, so for this part, we're going to smooth the edge on the inside as well as there. You see inside there, because we can't do that afterwards. The top part we're not going to do now. We'll do it once it's glued towards the end. So we smooth that part. Okay, so we're going to glue it there. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to dry, let's start with the press that's going in there. So you need to put the top part below here. This is like a hidden, press, so it will not show at the top here. That's personal choice. I mean, if you want to, you can put it through, so let it show. But I'm going to do a hidden press start there. So for that, I have my little set. And as per the design, I did already engraved where the hole needs to go. So now you just need to punch it. I'm just going to make sure that I'm punching the right size. So I'm just comparing it with, this is a size 2 and this is a size 2. And I'm just going to make the hole there where it needs to go. So it's made the hole. So this will go in like that. And this one will go over. done. So this will be glued like that. And I will just smooth it here. I'm also going to smooth it from this bottom part. I'm going to smooth the part that shows. I'm also going to glue it there, so I just need to mark where I need to glue. So this one. So you're going to start on the one side and just glue it on the one side, but don't stick it all the way. Just start there, and then there you stretch it a bit and you glue it on the other side. Then you pull it towards the middle. There you have it. So you see, it doesn't, it sort of falls in that shape, but there's a reason for it, because when you fold it, it doesn't make that funny fold there. Alright, so the next one is we're going to make the hole for where this needs to go. So you'll see the size of this one is a bit bigger. So I need to change this. Looks like a 3. Okay, again I've made the engraving where the hole needs to go. it's in. Now I can glue this one. Okay, let's just make sure everything clips in well. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now we're going to sand this one a bit. So now I'm going to stitch this part here.